Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I thought it would be a good time to talk about getting ready for a natural disaster in your area. Our area, we have some potential for a natural disaster. So we live in an area with high winds right now, and it's very dry, and they're predicting a lot of fires. Every time we have high winds, low humidity, there are lots of fires. So we have to do things to prepare for that. Now that can mean we're going to be in our house, or that can mean that we have to leave our house, depending on how bad it is and where exactly the fires are. I mean, there's no doubt there will be fires. There's always fires. So I've lived in this area my whole life. This has been a part of my life. I've had to evacuate before. I've had friends who've had to evacuate before. I've had friends who evacuated in the middle of the night because their neighborhood was on fire. I've had friends who've lost houses. This is just something that happens in this area. Not every year. The threat is there every year. Just like in other places, the threat is there every year that you might have tornadoes, or you might have snow or blizzards, or you might have flooding. In this area, the threat is every year that there's going to be some dry, windy periods where we might have fires. Now, the fires usually come, there's my dog making noise. The fires usually come in different areas. You don't know where they're going to be exactly, but you know, some part of this part of the country, there's just going to be some fires. And so you need to be prepared for it. So I've been working on that the last few days. I mean, I'm always kind of working on it in general, but there are things even I needed to do because if you know the wind is going to pick up and you know there's potential for things to get bad, there are some things that you can do. So the first thing that you okay, there's two different situations. You can either just have things happen like the fires because they can be really bad. The the electric company can turn off the power as a preventative measure. So if they know you're going to have high winds in a certain area, they might just turn off the electricity for several days, up to several days. Oh, of course, my landscaper's here. Sorry, you might hear some buzzing around with my landscaper. I might close the blinds. Hold on. Anyway, you might be staying in your house, but your electricity might be out. So it's really good to do all your laundry ahead of time. I like you don't want to have like this point where you're at your last pair of socks and underwear and then boom, the electricity's out. Because then you're going to have to deal with the fact that you don't know how long until the electricity comes back on. So I try to get all my laundry done, or at least most of it, so that I'm prepared for that. So that's if you're going to stay home. Also, if you're going to stay home, if you have a generator that you have charged up, like a solar generator that you have charged up, then if your power goes out, you can power some parts of your house at least. Maybe not your whole house, but you can power up, say, your water heater, or if you're someone who lives in a property with a well, that you might have a pump that pumps your well. Your plumbing is like dependent on this pump to get it kind of out into your leach fields. You need to sorry, I had to take a little break. My husband just came in. And the landscaper's here. So what are you going to do? Like when I'm finally ready to film, there's noise happening. But anyway, so if your electricity's out and you're staying in your home, your plumbing could get messed up if you're on, if it requires some kind of electricity to get the water pumped into your leach fields or up, depending on where it's located in your house, there's just sometimes that you might need some kind of backup power. So a generator is great to have. We actually just got a solar generator. It's really awesome. We haven't had a chance to use it yet, but we're almost like, hey, we can test it out possibly this week. I hope nothing happens. I hope we don't need it, but my husband and I always say, if you have it, you'll never need it. So now we have it, so we'll probably never need it. So the other thing we did for each member of my family is we made a go bag. And this is not like a serious bug out bag. This is a bag that if you have to go quickly out of your house, so this is really just a get out of the house quickly bag. that it is set with some things that you're going to need over the next couple of days. I mean, at the bare minimum, you want some clothes. Like my friends who had to evacuate their house in the middle of the night, it was literally like 4 in the morning when they were evacuated. They ran out of the house with their pets and their pajamas, and that's all they had. So I don't ever want that to happen to us. So we have some shoes, we have a change of clothes, we have a jacket in those, we have a bottle of water, and we have some cash. So in case the power is out wherever we go, that there's some cash. So that's on my list as well, to have some cash, because if you're in an area where the power goes out, if say you need to go stay in a hotel or you want to go out to dinner or something like that, most places are just going to take cash. They're not going to take your credit card because their power's out, or they may even close. I'm not sure, but just depending on what you need to get, you will be able to get what you need with cash more likely, and small bills of cash in case they don't have change. So I recommend having like ones, fives, tens for the most part, maybe some 20s, but don't have just like a bunch of hundreds, or otherwise it may not be very helpful. But that'll help also if the power is out, if you have to go stay in a hotel somewhere, if they're not taking credit cards for whatever reason, if there's a problem with that, who knows? This is just a just in case situation. So it's good to have some cash. And then having some water with you, same thing. If stores are closed or whatever, I mean, it's just nice if it's in the middle of the night, say you get evacuated, it's just nice to have some bottles of water. Just no big deal. Just have it in that little backpack, and it's right there. You don't have to go try to buy water in the middle of the night after you've been evacuated out of your house. So just having some water is good. Depending on the age of your kids, you may want to have some snacks. Adults probably be fine, but kids, you know how they are. They woke up at the middle of the night, they might be hungry. You might just need to have a few snacks. So it's good to have some kind of packaged snack, something that's in those go bags, just in case they need something. The other thing you really want to make sure that you have, just in case you get evacuated and you have to leave your house, is you want to have your important paperwork. So I'm talking about like insurance paperwork, house ownership paperwork, any kind of legal documents that you have. If you own properties, maybe your birth certificates, your passports, your driver's licenses, maybe your tax information from the last several years. What else did I put on my little list here? Hold on a sec. Any paperwork on your cars, just things that you own, just paperwork that shows you own those things. Paperwork that you think is important, that if you lost it, it would really be a big pain in the butt to get it back, especially if all your stuff is gone. Say your house does burn down, you want to for sure have your insurance documents and things that have the information, like say you have to call like this or that place to start the process of making a claim. You need to have that information on you. So we have a couple of crates that have all these important paperwork items in them. And so we put all the backpacks in the car when we know the wind is coming and we might have a fire. We put the backpacks in the car. We have the crates in the garage near the car so that we can just, if we are, and your pet needs. I should not forget the pet needs. So we also put pet crates in our car and the dog leash in the car, because we can go grab the pets really quick, but once we get them in the car, what are you going to do with them? Like, so you need to, probably not deal with putting them in the crate while you're in the house, because they'll be freaked out about that. But if you can just grab them and hold them and get them to your car, then you can put them in the crates once you're in the car, and then you will be able to safely transport them into your hotel room or your friend's house, wherever you're going to stay, wherever you're going. So that's really important to have. And the leash for the dog. If you have a dog, just throw it in the car. I mean, he'll probably just do whatever you say. So most dogs just follow you. So, but cats can hide. So hopefully you can pick up your cat before they're freaked out. Maybe to put a little bit of food and have like a litter box that you just kind of take into the car just in case, with some litter. Same thing. You can have that stuff near the car. You don't have to have it all in the car, but you can put it in the car if you want. Like if it's pretty bad, getting kind of bad in your area, you may want to put this stuff in your car. If it's starting to look like, okay, it's coming our way, start getting these things in your car. And that can be the same with the storm. a blizzard, tornadoes. I don't know, those come up pretty quickly, but whatever weather circumstances that you might have in your area where you have a little bit of time to kind of figure out what you're going to do, where you can kind of put things in your car, then that's a good idea. And that's all I can think of for now. Those are the things that I think are important for our area where we get fires. And we have those conditions happening right now. So it's just on my mind. And I just thought I would put it out there. If you have any suggestions on things that you do, if you're in a fire area and you're experiencing what we are right now, please let me know what you think is important to have ready. Put it in the comments below. The items that you think should be prepared and gathered up, both if you're going to stay in your house or if you're going to have to evacuate your house. Those are two different circumstances that can happen, but both of them require some things. So if you have some ideas for those, please let us know. It'd be really helpful. Hey, and hit like and subscribe if you want to see more content about this kind of stuff. And I'll see you in the next video up over here. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. See you later. Wish us luck.